What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 278 of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. In the show this week, I really didn't want to do this, but Fallout 76, you've made me. PS4 is now number 2, Outer Worlds, Out of This World. The Death Stranding reviews are in, COD Returns with a bang, PSPlus, Games with Gold, a PSVR Rumour, and much, much more. Editing Lucas, let's go!
This is the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast, the show with barking dogs in the background, sneezing, coughing, and all of those nice little things that remind you that this is not a paid production. Oh, and in between all of that, there's some video game stuff too. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for tuning into the show for this week. Today is Monday, the 4th of November, 2019. I am your beautiful yet humble host, Snoogs, and joining me for hosting duties for this week is the one and only Grejio. How are you, good sir?
I'm well, man. And yourself?
Always kicking, mate. Always kicking.
Always kicking?
Being a Monday. Yep, I got up this morning, so I started the day well. Also joining in the festivities is the one and only Lucas. How are you, mate?
Oh, I'm very good, thank you very much, and I have reaffirmed my decision to keep this as an audio-only podcast and not to live stream it. Only really good fans of our show will know exactly what the hell I'm talking about right now. But yes, I'm very good.
That was a fun time, wasn't it?
God.
Jesus.
Twitter Live and its lovely little features that don't work!
So have you boys been doing anything exciting out of the different over the last week, or
Yep.
just the usual? No? What?
Yeah. Oh, I played video games and I did good.
Oh, you did good. That's what the difference is.
That's the different part, yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you about it later, but I had a bit of success today and I was pretty happy with
Awesome. Nice. How yourself, Greg?
Yeah, actually, over the weekend I did some house shopping.
House shopping?
You're buying a house?
Oh, I'm moving. We're not necessarily buying, but yeah.
Oh, right.
Because the house we're in is too small for the 5 of us. Funnily enough, soon to be 6 of us.
Hey?
Yeah. Now, before you all get excited, no, I'm not having another child.
Oh.
Not in real terms.
You're adopting Snoogs.
Yeah, that's
There's not enough food to feed me.
No, actually, I'm getting a dog. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, right. What kind of dog are you getting?
So I'm getting a blue American Staffy.
Oh, you sure you don't want a little rat-sized thing?
No.
It's going cheap. I'll pay you to take it.
I'll put a picture of her up on Discord so you can see. Hang on.
Oh, you got it on already?
Well, I pick her up in about 2 weeks. So,
all right.
Very
hurry
cool.
up on that house shopping then.
Yeah, look, she'll survive here in the meantime, but yeah, for long term, yeah, the house we're in now it's just too small. So
very good.
Yeah, so
exciting.
the weekend was full of looking at other houses. So.
Nice. My weekend was full of painting. That was fun. And my little brother's birthday.
Oh,
little
how old's the little fella now?
Little Thorncliffe turned 36.
Oh.
Cute little guy. His nose turned 48.
Yeah. Ouch!
Bam!
You beat me to it.
He doesn't listen to this, does he?
No. Who cares if he does? Love you, bro. Happy birthday. All right. Well, let's go across and jump into this week in gaming. Lucas, this week in gaming's taken a bit of a sidestep this week. So you've thrown together something a bit special. I'm a little concerned because I know nothing of this. So what have you got for us?
So what I did earlier today is I asked you guys to tell me what is your favourite all-time video game. And I kind of set you guys up for a little bit of a trap. I told you that I was putting together a list, right?
I felt it was a trap.
Yeah, well, that was bullshit, just so you didn't have a chance to organise anything, because I wanted to catch us off guard. What I've put together is a little bit of a quiz, okay? I want to find out how much you actually know about your so-called most favourite games of all time. So,
Jesus Christ, they give you a game that has, like, years of content. I'm fucked.
Well, yeah, Greg, you probably put yourself at a disadvantage because you picked a game that is like, what, 20, 30, 25 years old or whatever it is?
Yeah, and like I said, has years worth of content.
I kept the questions kind of reasonable, which should have, followed the couple of decades that it's been around. Oh, there's a photo of your dog in the chat. That's cute, man. Yeah. Beautiful dog. I love a good staffy. My staffy's amazing. All right, so who wants to go first, Snoogs or Greg?
Greg.
Oh, look, yeah, put me in the deep end. Come on. I'm already there. Might as well drown properly.
All right, so Greg has chosen Fallout 2 for his most favourite game of all time. So I've got 3 questions, and the first question is, which vault do you find in Fallout 2?
Oh, and see, that's a trick question because there's actually a fair few of them in Fallout 2.
Right. What's the first vault?
One with a door.
Well, they're numbered, so just throw a number out there.
69.
No. I think it's Vault 11.
Ooh, no, that's incorrect.
Vault 13.
Yes, all right, I'll give that to you because it was a hard one. Yes, Vault 13.
One of those two.
And I must give myself a disclaimer here. I know absolutely nothing about Fallout 2. This is all just hoping that Wikipedia is correct. If you wish,
I might have some argument chance here.
That's it. If you've got some arguments, you can bring it up. Never. All right. Question number 2. What is the GECK?
The Garden of Eden creation kit.
Oh, wow. Okay, that was going to be my bonus. I'll give you a bonus point if you tell me what it stands for, rather than you just gave it to me straight up. But what is it? What does it actually do?
So, So in the storyline, the idea is that your tribe sends you out to find one, because what it does is kind of terraforms sort of barren wastelands and turns them into livable sort of these living spaces kind of thing.
I'll stop you there. You're spot on. The answer on Wikipedia was the GECK is a device that can create thriving communities out of the post-apocalyptic wasteland, and it is the Garden of Eden creation kit, the GECK. Well done. You're doing very good. All right, question number 3. Now, I'm pretty sure you know this one, or you'll at least stumble through it. Yeah. All right, so the special system is used for the creation of your playable character. What does the individual letters stand for?
Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck.
Wow, he didn't even really stumble through it. That was very good. 3 out of 3. Congratulations, Greg. Your favourite game is safe, and you are now justified for having that as your favourite.
Thank you very much.
And now, all right, now across to Snoogs. Now, look, with all due respect,
just Greg won this one.
With all due respect, I'm not sure you're going to do so well. All right, but like I said, I kept the questions reasonable. They're not like, name like the background character or anything like that. All right, so Snoogs' all-time favorite game that he chose, he did have a little bit of trouble. He was on the spot, but he chose Uncharted 2. Now, this is a game that I can wholeheartedly back you on.
The original thought was, Skyrim come to mind, but there were so many different games out there that grabbed me as a story, whereas Skyrim was borderline addiction.
You should have picked Skyrim.
Nah. Deep down, this is the thing. I enjoyed the story of Uncharted and the world that it was in. It was Uncharted 2 that really grabbed me into that world.
Okay. All right, well, let's get your 3 questions out of the way and see how you go. Question number 1, kind of easy. You might be able to just stumble through this one. What year was Uncharted 2 released?
Uncharted 2 released. So what was that year?
Yeah, that's the question.
Was it 2006?
No.
8 maybe.
No.
Oh, well. It was a long time ago.
2009.
Yep.
You were close. You were close. If you'd asked me when Fallout 2 came out, I wouldn't have been anywhere that close.
Oh, that was 1996, I think it was, from memory looking at that stuff today. But anyway, all right, question number 2 for you, Snoogs. What is the name of the character played by the Aussie actor Claudia Black?
Isn't that Nadine?
No, she's black, but she's not played by Claudia Black.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are you Googling? You're typing?
No.
Bullshit.
I got no idea.
It's a question from Radicus. What was the weight of the game case? What was the barcode on the back?
I know that. Well, apparently I heard a rumor that Claudia Black's parents are both medical doctors. I got no idea.
I don't get it. Chloe Fraser.
Okay.
Come on, she's in the latest games as well. Anyway, all right, question number 2. You're going well, mate. You're going well.
I was ready to hand this over to Greg before you asked a question, so yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I've just realised that the third question that I've asked isn't actually from Uncharted 2. It's from Uncharted 3.
That makes me the ultimate winner.
I'm pretty sure it's from 3 anyway. I think I stuffed this one up. Anyway, look, I'll ask it anyway, see how you go. Finish this line. There's a guy above you. There's a guy above you.
On to game talk. I got nothing.
You don't remember that line? I think it was from...
Well, I don't know what I did last week.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. But this was one of my favourite lines from, I think it was Uncharted 3, not 2, so that's my mix-up there. But there's a scene where Nathan and his friend-ish, spoiler alert, Flynn, where they're breaking into some sort of museum or something like that. They're taking I think it was a lantern or a kettle looking thing. Anyway, Nathan is hanging off the side of the building, and Flynn calls out to him, "There's a guy above you. There's a guy above you." And then you press the button and you grab the guy and pull him off the ledge and throw him into the water below. And then Flynn replies, then he goes, "There's a guy below you. There's a guy below you." You don't remember that?
No, I do not.
It's his favourite game.
But I've just seen it on YouTube. So it was one of those things that I probably did the wrong thing and died at that time.
But anyway, I'm just as much as an idiot because it's not even from the game you chose. But anyway,
no, it is. It is actually.
Oh, it is from 2. That's from 2.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't stuff it up. Okay, all right. Well, I'm smarter than I thought I was, but now I've kind of made myself more of an idiot. Anyway, all right. Well, that was just a little game I wanted to play with you guys, just to liven things up a bit, get us all pumped and ready for the show.
All pumped and loose. And what the hell was I thinking? Yep.
Oh dear, you should have chose Pac-Man.
Oh, God, yeah, because I know so much about that as well.
What's there to know?
Exactly the point. It's like,
when you start a game of Pac-Man, which direction is he facing?
Right.
That's a good question. Let's get on with the show. Let's get into it.
Greg, do you want to tell us some window shopping, mate?
Let's do that. This week, I picked Garfield Kart Furious Racing.
Oh, God. Oh, yes, I've seen that.
So this is actually a sequel to. I didn't realize there was an original Garfield kart, but apparently there was back on the Nintendo DS. And now they've made a sequel, which is Garfield Kart Furious Racing, which will be out on the 5th of November on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Switch. It has 16 tracks, 8-player online, 4-player local. It's pretty much Mario Kart, but with Garfield characters. And it will be $30 on release.
And if you play it on a Monday, Garfield goes really slow.
But yeah, there is a lasagna mechanic to it as well. So I have a funny feeling eat lasagna and like get a turbo boost or something. I don't know.
Awesome.
I can't tell from pictures, and there's no footage available on YouTube yet, except for
there's usually a reason for that.
Yeah, kind of a bit like Street Outlaws the other week.
Just for those listening that aren't aware, Snoogs actually records his version. He's actually on the side of a racetrack.
Oh,
yeah. Was it South Windsor Raceway or North Windsor Raceway?
South Windsor Raceway. We nearly had a fatality the other day. I'm sitting at the back, and then bang, and then just the sound of someone lying dead against a horn. I'm like, oh God, that's up the road, so I don't have to clean it.
That's because you weren't marshalling like you were supposed to.
No, that's what it was. Oh, well.
You're supposed to wave the yellow flag for him to slow down. Oil on track, bro.
I'm gonna go and sit out there one night just with the camera, and every time someone drives past, just
flash.
Yeah. Either that or I'll just flash. Either that'll slow down too.
Oh, dear. Waving your fist.
Yeah.
Slow it down, you maniacs. The grand total of, I reckon you'll get to do that 4 times most before someone jumps out of their car with a crowbar and chases you down the street.
Yeah, probably. I was going to say 4 times. What? 4 times in an hour? Well, you'll hear during the show as people go racing behind me until I turn my office around the other way. So hopefully it'll cut that out. But on to some games that we've been playing. Let's start off with a game that is really blowing critics out of the water. One that we've all had a bit of a crack at, The Outer Worlds. So Greg is probably the one to take this one away to start with.
Yeah, you go first.
All right. So let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. I like this game. It's
good start.
Yeah, look, I really don't love it. I don't know where to start with this. There's lots of like
free in space.
No, well, yes, that's probably a very basic way of putting it. I mean, it's from Obsidian. These guys made the original Fallouts. There was some things that I was hoping for, being that it was these guys that were doing it, and they have ticks and boxes. So we've got a skill tree that is mildly complex.
And resettable.
It is resettable. I'm not overly
but you
upset about this.
You can't max out everything, can you? You've actually got to build.
So I'm not sure. I haven't. You know what? I haven't looked because I don't really want to know. I'm playing it at the moment. Like you can't get everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's what I enjoy.
I'm playing it the same. I'm playing it with the same idea.
Yeah. But at the same time, if I get to the end and realize that you can, it's not going to be the same disappointment I had with Fallout. The reason I had that disappointment with Fallout was because that's something they've added that wasn't in the original games. Whereas this is a new game, so they're allowed to make whatever they like out of this. But I like how complex it is. It's not straightforward. You can't just sit there and go. You have to think about it. And being that it's a new game and there's new challenges, I really wasn't sure how I wanted to play this game. So I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm having to learn a new skill tree that's made by the same people that made the original Fallout one, and it has a lot of similarities. The stories and the side quests have the complexity that comes with what Obsidian does with stories and side quests, especially sort of side quests that feel sort of weighty. And while some of them might be just fetch quests, there seems to be story behind them. They feel like there's at least some meaning behind what's going on. But I think they do it better than some. The gameplay is once again similar to Fallout, but it has its own little quirks. It has this target system, which kind of works like VATS. It doesn't pause the game; it slows it right down. But unlike VATS, when you do things within the game, it's short. Like do things within that space, it shortens the time. So if you move, that chews up energy. If you attack, that chews up energy, and it shortens the amount of time you have that for. Whereas VATS is a set amount of time, no matter what you do, kind of thing.
Well, I've got a comment about the way the game looks. Doesn't it look bloody good?
Stunning.
I agree, and I'm playing on a potato. I look at it and go, I understand. It looks that good that I understand the limitations of my potato now.
The graphics, I'm not saying the graphics aren't like mind blowing. The graphics are, it's Fallout-esque, right? But the stunning visuals, the colors, the landscapes, it all actually looks really good. The aesthetic is really cool. But the thing that really kills it for me is I played it on the Xbox One X, and they still can't optimize it to give me 60 frames. It runs solid 30 frames, and it's just shit. I can't stand it. I'm going to have to, I don't know, can you answer, do you know, is this available on PC with Game Pass?
I don't know.
Because if I'm going to play it, I have to play it on a PC because it was really underwhelming at this stage that they couldn't make this game run a bit better on the top hardware. Skrill has confirmed, yes, it is. All right, well, I'll play it on my PC when I have more time. But that was the biggest standout thing for me is that, Fallout 4 played exactly the same, and it's just disappointing that they can't get it to run better on the Xbox One X. Granted, it's probably 4K or something like that. I didn't look into it too much. But so it looks good, but, it doesn't run as good as I would like it to. It's unapologetically Fallout. They have dead set made Fallout again and just changed all the names, changed the reason why you are where you are, and you're basically just playing Fallout. So if you're a fan of like Fallout 4, because that was the only one I've really played, and it's very similar to 4, you'll probably like this. It's good, but there are things that I can pick at it, and it's probably personal to me, but there's something that really irks me about doing because if I'm going to do a side mission, I want to do it and get it done, and that's it. It's done. But the fact that this thing goes down a rabbit's warren that dead set sends my head in a spin, I can't stand going to a side mission and getting a side mission from the prick that I've gone to do a side mission. It just compounds and over. And that was one of the biggest things that I found. If I'm going to go and do side missions, then I'll probably go and do them all. But I can't. It just does my head in when it's just compounding over and over and over again. All right, I'll just get this one done, and then I'll go do the main mission. And that one leads me down another 2 side missions. And it's just, is this totally necessary? It's great for people that love that kind of stuff and have the time and only want to play that game because that means there's a lot of stuff to do. But just for me, if I'm gonna sink into this game, then I'm not ready for it. That's something I'm going to have to wait until I'm just dead bored and don't have anything to play. I can sit down and go through it all. But that was the 2 main things that annoyed me: the side missions and the performance on the X. So I'll have to boot it up on the PC. But that's good. So it is on PC with Game Pass. So
you definitely kind of have to change a bit how you play these kinds of games. I find that I end up collecting every side mission I possibly can before going anywhere, and then doing them all at the same time, because they usually lead you to the same place over and over again. So you collect them all, do them all in one big hit, and then come back, cash them all in, and then rinse and repeat. And then you get through those places a lot quicker. It doesn't feel as grindy or repetitive, and you don't feel those rabbit holes as much, I think. But see, the side missions are actually really good. I actually liked the one that I did do, but there's a problem with having really good in-depth
important side missions is that they detract from the main story. And sometimes I forget what's going on in the main story because I've spent the last 4 hours doing side missions, which are really good.
Yeah.
But then I'm sidetracked. I'm like, what am I up to again? What just happened? Because the main mission at the start of the game is to get your ship up and running, sort of your ship. However, I did a side mission where I had to go and collect some money for the graves. I don't fully understand why they're paying for grave sites, even though they're not dead. I don't know, but whatever. And there was actually some really cool stuff going on there, which then sort of showed what was going on in the characters' lives, how they're living, the type of economy that they've got running. And it was actually really good. It was a pretty cool side mission. But yeah, then I completely forgot what I was doing until it dawned on me and I went to the main mission. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to be stealing power from these people so I can nick their converter or whatever it was to finish building the ship, to get the ship back running so I can piss off. Yeah. But yeah, it's just those sort of things that sidetrack me.
Yeah, and that is a trait of Obsidian games. I mean, it's actually why I like Fallout 2 so much. You can actually fail. You can actually not win that game. You can actually successfully winning at Fallout 2. You have I think the percentage is 11% chance of actually finishing that game successfully. And you have to be super focused. Because if you get actually sidetracked by any side quest, it actually lowers your chance of being able to finish successfully and saving your tribe that you start off in. I think the first time I played it, by the time I came back to my tribe, it had been 5 years in game, and they'd all died. I finally I'm a hero, and to no one, damn it. and yes, and there's a bit of that in here now. You'll never get a game now where you can fail like that because people just would lose their minds. But there is this level of being able to get lost in the game and completely forget about your main objective. And Obsidian are really good at creating worlds that you can do that in. Yeah,
look, I'm only up to that mission where when you're going and collecting for the guy digging at the graves. One thing that I'm really enjoying is the level of sarcasm that you can choose to play with. So it's brilliant. Well, for someone like me, it's actually a brilliant way to play it. So far, I've been very sarcastic. I've lied. The light spoilers, but it's right at the beginning when you start. You come across a soldier that's trapped himself in a cave, and I was just playing around one of those things can I shoot him? Yes, I can. And then, I get to go out, find the other people that are looking for him. Oh, yeah, sorry, I found one of your people in a cave. Oh, yeah, how's he going? No, he's dead. And then, oh, that looked like your ship. No, I'm the ship inspector. Oh, sorry, sir, if you'd like to speak to my superior.
Yeah.
It's very dry sort of comedy and responses, so it works very well for me in that release. As for gameplay visuals, look, I'm playing on a 1S, and it's fine. Everything looks great. The colors are good. Graphically, it's good. I don't like how the grass works. When you're trying to use it for cover, it kind of fades out, so you don't really know if you're still in cover or not. But other than that, it's very early on for me. I've been a little bit taken aback by the next game that we're going to talk about because it's just grabbed a hold of me and gone absolutely crazy with. So
before we move on, I'll just quickly mention, seeing as you guys have forgotten, but I did make the prediction that this game was going to be shit, and I'm happy to eat my words and say it's not. It's good.
Good stuff.
I'm glad it was. Remember I said I think this game's going to be rubbish, but I really do hope I'm wrong. And I was, which is good because that means we've got a decent game out there, and I'll come back to it when I'm ready to play it, and I'll enjoy it, I think. I think it'll be a good game, a good experience.
Alrighty, well, the other big release that we've had just recently is, of course, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. which is a reimagining of the old Call of Duty 4.
Yeah, COD 4 Modern Warfare.
COD 4 Modern Warfare. So it's a bit of a reimagining. I wouldn't know because I haven't played very much of the campaign just yet. I've done lots and lots and lots of multiplayer. I love it. It's so much fun. It's a little like it's a lot slower than Black Ops 4. It kind of has that older sort of COD feel to it. So far, so good, but you can already tell the people that are just playing it non-stop and absolutely excelling at it. So I think you haven't had a crack yet, have you, Greg? Nope.
No, not since the beta. No.
It's very different to the original. It bears almost absolutely no resemblance to the original, except for Captain Price is in it. It's an all-new cast other than Price. And everything that happens is all brand new. So there's no reimagining of All Gillied Up. There is no. Remember we were talking about. I think Greg, you said I hope there's the Chernobyl mission or whatever. Yeah, nothing like that. It is a completely different experience. And in saying that, it's just as amazing as the original one. This game really pushed it and made it super cool. There's a particular mission in there that's probably my favorite one, where it was like a home breach, and it really looked like footage that you'd watch on the news or whatever, and it was reminiscent of the footage that we saw of the takedown of Bin Laden. Mm-hmm. Where they enter a building, they're going in there to get I think some plans or something like that, or some sort of intel, and you're basically clearing room by room, floor by floor, and sort of clearing a room, and there'll be enemies inside, or they'll bust out and all that sort of stuff, and it's all done in night vision because you've cut the power to the building to get the upper hand, and it's bloody amazing. And the rest of the story was up there with the finest of the Call of Duties. They've dead set found their footing again, I believe. Without spoiling anything, the ending to this game has made me really, really keen for the next one, because some things get sort of unveiled at the end that sort of get the fans a little bit weak at the knees.
Oh, so I'll have to go and play it then.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no reason why you shouldn't. It's amazing. It's great fun, and it's a good lead into the multiplayer. I finished it all up so I could go play some multiplayer, and I did that. I said at the start of the show I had some success today.
Did you?
This was in playing the online multiplayer. Now I played some gunfight, which is your 2v2, and had a few wins, which was really cool.
You're very much a fan of that, aren't you?
Yeah, I do like the 2v2. I like smaller multiplayer games, which is why I really enjoyed the multiplayer that was in The Last of Us, because it was small teams and it was slower paced. But I like not being like, you've got a chance, because there's not, essentially in your normal TDM or whatever, there's like a whole team of people that could be honing in on you. So I'm not very good at it. But today I tried a free-for-all. I like free-for-all over any of the others, because if I fail, it's my fault.
Yeah.
And that's right. If it moves, shoot it. You don't, there's no like, oh, shit, oh, that's a teammate, and obviously in normal TDM, there's no team killing, but still it's just frustrating, because then you'll see an enemy and you're like, oh, that's a team. Oh, no, it's not. And they've killed me. So you hesitate for no reason. A free-for-all, if it moves, shoot it. I played a free-for-all, my first free-for-all match today, and I obliterated. I didn't win. Okay, let's not get overboard, but I came third.
Nice.
Which was outstanding. And I had I think it was 20 kills, 6 deaths.
That's a good round. Yep. I
was on fire too. I don't know if I was up against a whole bunch of noobs, but I definitely held my own and did quite well. I even got some kill streaks. That never happens.
Awesome. That's good.
Yeah, so I had some success with that today, and I really enjoyed it. But at the same time, one game you're there going, oh, this is the most amazing thing, and the next one you're swearing at it, throwing the controller. So, it's a very, very big emotional roller coaster.
Well, that was very much what our multiplayer was like on Friday night.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun. So there was a few of us that were players. There was you and myself. There was also Radicus, Kaz, and
Nick. Yeah.
We played a few rounds of gun game. We played a few all-ins. And then we decided to finish off the evening with a team deathmatch. And do you remember how that one went, Luke?
The team deathmatch where we got annihilated? That one?
Yeah, where we all ended up rage quitting.
Yeah, we cracked it.
It was every single one of us cracked it at that one. It was 75-13.
Radicus is in the chat saying it was fun listening to Luke Sook. Yeah, wow. Now, I'm pretty sure we got a bit from you at the end too.
yeah, but I think Radicus is referring to game one.
Yeah, I cracked it at the start.
You cracked it. So in the last game, it was midnight. It was I think at the time I had the highest level, which was like 26, 28, something along those lines, and we'll put up against level 80 characters.
Yeah, that was shit. And I was saying that I remember back in the day with the original Modern Warfare where you used to get put into a lobby with people that were within sort of, say, 5 or 10 levels of you. That doesn't happen these days. You could be level 1 and you'll go in with level 60, 70, 80. How does that work these days?
We were slaughtered. And there was, so one particular one was the level 80, and then I think the next was in the 70s. And then there were a couple in the high 30s as well. But, yeah, keyboard and mouse players up against all console players. Just slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. And all of us went, that's it, we're done. See you later.
We should mention how we went I think there was 3 of us early on, and we did a free-for-all.
Yeah, that went all right. It kept glitching out every now and again, though. Yeah.
Would that happen to be the one where I absolutely dominated you guys?
Yes, yeah, you did well. It's definitely
all I'm good at.
It's definitely funny to see. Like we go into a game where there's lots of people, lots of fast movement, and obviously map knowledge plays a big part into it. And you're raging, and the next one it's only 3 of us, and it's slow, it's tactical, and you're shitting all over all of us.
Well, that's it. If you take that into consideration, there was 3 of us playing free-for-all, and I was smashing yours. But yet, if we go into a TDM or a DOM, you will do, like if it was same team, but you'll do so much better than me. It's just what you're good at, I guess.
Yeah, it's just the rounds and what you're used to playing, I suppose. Because, yes, once it focused to slow down, I was annihilated. There was quite a few moments where I was raging. I probably pushed mute a few times.
Game speed is a big factor. It's what you're used to playing. If you like slower versions, you're just not going to do well at fast-paced levels. And if you're used to fast-paced levels, slower levels can be a real pain.
Mind you, have you tried any of the Spec Ops?
No.
They're stupidly hard. I don't know.
Yeah,
I've heard that. Yeah. I don't think they really scale with how many players you've got. So if you've only got 2 of you or even 3 of you, I think it's just as hard as if you've got like a full team. I don't know how many people can have in that, but I haven't had much success. I haven't finished any of the Spec Ops because we just get destroyed. But
I have to admit that I don't know. It's I could get into those runs where I will just play game after game after game of multiplayer. The modes are all good. I haven't played a free for all outside what we've played. I just go into the general switch and it just flicks through, and team deathmatch or control. There's another one called headquarters. which is, those are all good modes. But other than that, it's just been nice and easy to switch the brain off.
Yeah, I'm very much a creature of habit, and I stick to my free-for-all, and I really like the gunfight mode. I tried to try out the night modes today, but I couldn't get a game. I guess they're not very popular. Or maybe it was just time of the day or something, I don't know, but I couldn't get into any of them.
All right, well, another game that I've been playing this week is on the Switch, and that is Trine 4. So I'm still going strong with that. I'm really enjoying it, getting it closer to the end. It does ramp up, but the combat kind of gets a little repetitive. And then you've got sort of boss fights, which are just, they follow those old sort of rules, 3 strikes and you're out sort of thing. And it does get a little repetitive and sort of like, you don't need the boss fights to progress it, because the boss fights are just, the prince gets scared, conjures up a nightmare creature and then runs away. It's like, here we go again. So it's kind of progressing along nicely. The game though itself is beautiful, and it's a really cool world to kind of be lost in for a little while. And I have a review that's up on the website for it.
Give you $10 if you finish a game.
Finish the whole thing?
Finish anything.
What do you mean finish anything? I've finished lots.
How many games have you got in a run at the moment?
At the moment, Call of Duty, Trine, Outer Worlds, Ghostbusters, Borderlands. Yeah, a couple.
That's it. Oh, good luck with that.
Well, speaking of the Switch, what's happened with yours, mate?
Right. Yes. Well, my daughter comes and says to me yesterday, she says, Daddy, can I play with the Switch? I said, yeah, no worries. Take it. Go away. Anyway, she comes back about 2 minutes later and goes, the battery's flat. It can't be flat. It's been sitting on the dock. Anyway, she gives it to me. I hold down the power button and it doesn't turn on. I'm like, must be flat. So I put it on the dock. No light comes on the dock. Oh, that's weird. Maybe it's come unplugged from the power point behind the TV. So I drag the TV unit out, have a look at it. No, it's plugged in. Well, maybe the power board's unplugged. Trace that back. Okay, no, that's not unplugged. Maybe the power board's dead. Take the Switch, go into my office, get my second charger for the Switch, plug that in the other room, plug it in, no light comes on. Nothing happens. What's going on here? So I hold I thought, maybe it's so flat that it's doing nothing. So I'll leave it plugged in and I'll come back. About an hour later, I come back. It's nothing. Nothing's on the screen. Hold the power button. Doesn't turn on. Oh, my Nintendo Switch is dead. And it's like, I don't even know. How long have I had it? Nearly 2 years, maybe? I'm thinking, this is shit. So it's probably not under warranty anymore. I can't remember if I purchased the extra warranty. So I started going through all of my paperwork, trying to find stuff. Couldn't find anything. I'm like, this is shit. I'm probably up for another Switch. I'm thinking on the bright side, if I buy another Switch, I'll have some Joy-Cons still. Have extra Joy-Cons. And then I thought, maybe, just maybe, I held down the power button. And because I remember there was like a hard reset thing you could do by holding the volume up and down and the power button. So I held that down and just held it. Like, nothing's happening. And as soon as I released it, it come up on the screen, like the Nintendo Switch logo. I'm like, what the hell happened to that thing? It booted up as normal and came up 100% battery. What?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it came back to life. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I thought my thing was dead. My Switch was dead, but it was just having a conniption, if you will.
Just
anyway, I thought, so I've jumped on to YouTube and looked up my Switch won't turn on or whatever. And hundreds of videos saying the exact same problem. And with that solution that I push down all the buttons, right? So this is like a bug or something in the Nintendo Switch that sometimes it just won't turn on that clearly hasn't been patched.
Yeah, well, Radicus has put up in the chat that it's an Android issue, being that it's based on Android.
right? Is he taking the piss?
Look, from personal experience, I would say yes, because I have to do that probably more often than I probably should have to with my phone.
Oh, okay.
Where I've got to hold down all three buttons to get it to kickstart again. It'll just lock itself. So it might be an issue with that version of Android.
Yeah, word to the wise, if that happens to you, hold down all three buttons. We can hear you. Can't hear us. Well, he'll sort himself out. But yeah, so if that happens to you guys, that's what you need to do. Just hold down all of the buttons on the top there, so plus and minus volume and the power button for, I don't know how long, maybe 15, 20 seconds, and let go, and hopefully it turns on. But yeah, I was getting to the point where I was like, it's dead, write it off. But I was relieved that it wasn't actually broken, because when I messaged you and told you that I would be talking about my Switch being dead, I still actually thought it was dead. I hadn't fixed it. Nah, because I gave up on it. I literally just went, oh, it's dead. It's broken, and just left it sitting there. And then I had like a bit of a moment where I went, oh, hang on a minute, let me try this. I didn't even try and Google it. I did that after I'd fixed it, just to see if it was a known problem. But anyway, Awesome. There you go. So it's not broken. Good. It's just acting as it's supposed to, apparently, because everybody has it. Nice.
Well, to finish off this section, I've got two more games, which is Borderlands 3 that I'm playing on PC. I'm actually quite enjoying it. I didn't think I would get there and get involved in it so much.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
Borderlands 3.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. I was reading something in the chat. But you liking it, are you?
I am. I'm very much liking it. I've had to bump some of the settings down just to get it to run probably a bit prettier on my PC. But it's running at a solid 40 frames and on medium settings.
Good.
It still looks nice. It's still smooth. It doesn't have that jagger that like the Destiny has at 30 frames.
Yeah. No, look, it's sort of 40 to 45 is good. 60 is mecca, but 45 frames is actually not too bad.
Yeah, well, at low settings, I couldn't get a solid 60. So I went medium. That was saying it was floating around 45. It had dropped down to 41, so I just set it to 40, and it works. It doesn't drop. It leaves it nice. The game itself, it's still only very early days. I've only just got a vehicle.
Yeah, but look, I'm not very far into it myself. I haven't finished it because it's quite a long game, and I've been tied up in work for a fair bit, so I've not had a lot of time to put into it, and it's very lengthy.
Yep.
But yeah, it's good fun. It's tongue-in-cheek humour. It's always good.
Yes. Yeah, it's always good fun. The other one is, of course, Ghostbusters 2, the remastered on the PS4.
Oh, yep.
You can very much tell that's an old game. It's like it plays well, but the controls feel a little bit clunky. Visual looks a little bit dated as well. But again, it is a remaster, not a remake. But overall, being that I'm a Ghostbusters fan, it's kind of set a little bit after the second movie. It's a whole new story that was written by the guys that actually made the Ghostbusters films. And yeah, it's just fun. Go out, shoot ghosts, come back, put them in the trap. I don't have a lot to talk about that because that's still very early days as well. But that's it for me for games playing that so far this week. Let's jump into some news, shall we?
Sure.
I'm going to kick it off with Fallout 76 in the news. I didn't really want to do this. I couldn't help it, though. So we've got a couple of news articles for Fallout 76. We've, of course, got the Fallout 76 First subscription service, which means that if you have paid $100 for a game, you can now pay $100 a year to have your own private server, very much like Realms on Minecraft. You can have up to 8 players total on at a time, so yourself and 7 friends. Only one person has to have the subscription to be able to run the server, so to speak. So it's good in the aspect that, you know, a lot of people have been calling out for this thing, and like I said, it is very similar to Realms that Minecraft already does. The big problem is that a lot of people are already very angry at Fallout 76. So, yeah, what do you guys think about the subservice?
Well, I think the main difference is with Realms, you can still play single-player or private games without paying for Realms. You know what I mean? Like with Realms in Minecraft, all that does essentially is create a server that anyone can join when the host isn't on.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still, if you don't pay for Realms, you can join my game and play with just you and me and whoever friends that you choose. Whereas with Fallout 76, if you want to do that, you have to pay for this Fallout Fuck You First or whatever it's called.
It's a bit annoying. You can still jump in. You can still party up with friends and jump into the normal online world, but then you've got everyone else and you open yourself up to griefers and all that sort of
That's
jazz.
right. Yeah. So like that's the like, while it is similar to Realms, it is a little bit more restrictive.
Yes.
So let's say me, for instance, I decide, well, this sounds like maybe I finally want to get into this game. Do I have to buy the game and then the subscription service, or can I jump in at?
No, you can still
price point.
Play the game and just play it. You don't have to buy the sub.
No. So, but what I'm saying is, if I want the service, I have to pay for both.
Yeah.
I can't just.
So it's still.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So there's no advantage to have waited this long.
Oh well, they're most. Well, let's be honest. Fallout 76 is in most throwout bins,
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, you can find a copy for $1. So.
But
yeah, cool.
There's been a few things that have come out of this Fallout First subscription. One being that the website domain Fallout First, Bethesda didn't grab it. Someone else did, and absolutely ripped into Bethesda, or ripped into Fallout 76 on the page, made it look all official.
Yes.
I don't know if it's still up, but it was quite scathing, humorous, but quite scathing as well. And another thing, Fallout First has kind of created a bit of an elitist group. Now, the issue with this being an elitist group is there are people that are going around trolling said elitists. So people are ganging up together on the standard Fallout server, and if they find, I don't know how they know, I'm guessing it's a symbol or something that goes on with your name, but if you're found out to be a Fallout First subscriber, these gangs of people are actually ganging up on you in-game and just destroying you and making your life a living hell. So
funny.
So, of course, a lot of this sort of stuff, you could almost guess where it came from, and that's the good old world of Reddit. Just people, like, you go onto Reddit, there's a few subs on there. A lot of it is just describing how to best annoy Fallout First subscribers, and that's what the entire subreddit is for. So there's a lot of hatred towards this sort of stuff, more than I probably thought there would be. I thought a lot of people would have just looked at it and gone, meh, you don't have to buy it. Some people wanted it, some people have bought it, but yeah. And to top it all off, the subscription service is broken.
Yeah,
people losing stuff.
I mean, when do you pay Bethesda $100 and not get some grief back? I mean,
what happened? Once upon a time, I used to see like memes and stuff where Todd Howard, the Todd can't do anything wrong. He's amazing and all this sort of stuff. Those days are gone.
That's because they drank the Kool-Aid, man. They realized that that's what they had, and then went,
yeah.
How can we test this theory? And then we did something wrong.
Well, if you thought that the Bethesda brand and Fallout 76 in particular couldn't get any worse for things that are going on, my last bit of news starts off with the ACCC has accepted a court-enforceable undertaking from 3 related video gaming companies after they acknowledged that they were likely to have misled consumers about their consumer guarantee rights in relation to the online action game Fallout 76. So apparently the ACCC has received complaints that ZeniMax representatives. ZeniMax is, they sit above Bethesda in the chain thing. Anyway, yeah, parent company, that's the word I was looking for. They've told consumers that they were not entitled to a refund after they experienced a variety of faults within the Fallout 76 game, including, in some cases, problem with servers, laggers, graphical and visual issues. I'm sorry, but if you've got a Bethesda game, it's full of graphical issues.
Yeah.
They're kind of the norm. ZeniMax has acknowledged that they have likely to have misled certain Australian consumers about their rights to a refund when they experience faults with their Fallout 76 game. ZeniMax will offer to provide refunds to consumers who contacted them between the 24th of November and the 1st of June. So 24th of November 2018 and the 1st of June 2019. So if you've contacted them in that time frame and were told, no, you couldn't get a refund, it's now available. Consumers who accept a refund are no longer be entitled to access and play the game. So if, it's very much just exploded. All right. Well, I'm going to leave with another one. PlayStation 4 is now number 2. So PlayStation 4 is officially the second best-selling home game console of all time. It's just past the PS1. So the original PlayStation sold 102.49 million units. PlayStation 4 now sits at 102.8 million units. Still a fair way off the PlayStation 2 at 155.
Yeah, look, I think the PlayStation 2, I don't think that will really ever be beaten, I don't think.
No, because the PS2 had a really long lifespan too, didn't it? It had 8 years instead of the generic sort of 6.
Yeah, but look, it had an edge because of the DVD player. Now, yes. I can't really ever see that happening again because we're going away from physical media. So I can't imagine them coming out with some sort of new disc or new medium because it's all going to be internet based. Yeah. So I can't foresee, not saying that it's impossible, but I can't foresee that scenario taking place again where people will be buying the console because it does something else. So non-gamers would have been buying PS2 because it was cheaper to buy a PS2 than it was to buy your normal run-of-the-mill DVD player. And It happened to play video games as well, so the kids were happy. So that's why the PS2 was so bloody successful, is that whole DVD thing, So I can't imagine any other will come close to that 150 million, but not too far off with the PS4, so who knows?
So that's, PS4 is now number 2. Lucas, give us some updates from Netflix, will you, mate?
All right. Now, Netflix has announced the Witcher release date. Okay, so we're now looking at December 20 for The Witcher to come out, like the TV show that they've made the series. Well, the thing that I found quite interesting, and this is typical of the internet and specific, I saw this on Reddit, where I originally saw this post where they were talking about The Witcher coming to Netflix, and it was posted under gaming or gaming news, right? Under the subreddit of gaming news. Mm-hmm. And the first most popular comment was, "This isn't gaming news." And then I read further, and this person was arguing that the Netflix series has nothing to do with a video game because the video game is based off a novel or, some sort of book, which is not incorrect. And the Netflix series is based off the book, not the video game. Okay, that's probably correct. But why would we go to the extent to argue this point? Because I would say that the majority of people had no fucking clue what The Witcher was until the video games were made. So
I want to yell about something.
I could probably kill that argument with one picture. You've seen the one where they've literally taken a shot from the game and recreated it in the TV show? The one where he's in the tub?
Yeah, that's from the game.
Put that up there. I'm like, done. It's from the game. Piss off, you pedantic bastard.
And look, I don't know too much about the books, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't a picture book, and the likeness that Henry Cavill has been made up to look like is Geralt from the game, because that's what he's sort of visualized as in the game. There's probably a description of him given in the books, but still, he kind of looks like the video game character.
Yeah, well, he follows the description of what a Witcher is. So it's, yeah, and that's obviously the game followed that same book that they're referring to. I think people just need to shut up.
Well, yeah, but yeah, just that comment was just stupid. This isn't video game related. It is, mate. It is. It's a big popular video game based on a book series, whatever. But anyway,
coming in December, are you excited?
Yeah, I'll watch it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I'm looking forward to it. All right, Xbox All Access, Greg.
Microsoft and Telstra have gotten together in Australia to create what is known as Xbox All Access. Essentially, what they're going to do is they're turning your Xbox console into a phone. You'll be able to have a console plan now. Mm-hmm. So, for $27 a month, you will get Xbox Live Gold, Game Pass, and an Xbox One S console. Or if you upgrade to $38 a month, you'll get all those things, only it will be an Xbox One X. So, what does that mean? I did some maths for you, so you don't have
a whole lot of 19-year-olds getting credit defects?
Yeah, pretty much. So if we look at the Xbox One S plan, over a 24-month period, which is most likely going to be from what I can see, is going to be the plan period, you'll pay $648 for the 12 months. Right? No, sorry, the 24 months. Now, I did a bit of shopping, just hunting around, not trying very hard. I found an Xbox One S for $289. I found Xbox Live for 12 months for $76. And Game Pass, a 12-month subscription of Game Pass for $131. Now, if you add it all up and work it out for 24 months, the S will cost you $496 over the 24 months if you do all the shopping around yourself. I'm going to assume that this will be tacked onto your Telstra bill, because it did say that you need an existing plan to be able to access this feature. Obviously.
And is it to own or is it to lease?
See, they weren't very clear on that front either.
Funny that.
But so I'm going to suggest it's kind of...
It'll be to own.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You'll probably get to the end of the 2 years and you'll still get to keep it. So essentially, you're going to be paying, what's that, $150 extra over a 24-month period for the convenience of paying monthly as opposed to paying it all up front. Now, if you want to extrapolate that to the X, it's my shopping around got the price to $706 for everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Telstra price ends up being somewhere in the 900s. It's over $900. So once again, you're paying a premium for spreading your cost out over months as opposed to all up.
Yes, it's really no different to those, paying for those interest-free cards, or there's so many things now which are Zip Pay or Buy Now or whatever the hell they're called, that are just, they're all doing this sort of thing now. You can walk into any store and go, I want this. Oh yeah, how will you be paying for that? Oh, I'll pay it off. And
you're paying a premium for convenience.
Exactly.
You don't have to do shopping around. You don't have to do and sort out anything. It all just comes to you in the mail. You plug it in. You sort it out, right?
Yeah.
Well,
you can pick it up from the store.
I don't know. Look, not that I'm the greatest at mathematics, but I'm questioning your math a little bit here. But from my understanding of these plans, you get the console plus 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate. Is that correct? I think that's
just Game Pass.
So gold.
Didn't specify Ultimate.
I didn't specify Ultimate.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
just said Game Pass.
All right. So we're looking at what is it? $10.95 a month.
Yep.
All right. So if we got, let's just for argument's sake, let's call it $10 a month. All right. For 2 years is $240. Okay. So that's
sorry.
Well, Radicus is saying you get Ultimate. That's what I understood, that it's Ultimate, which is $380 for 24 months if you're paying it monthly. So $380, and then plus the price of an Xbox One X, which I paid $650 for. Or I could, I think you can, if you get it on a sale, you can get an X for $550. I may, give or take. So $380 plus $550, and we're looking at $930 total. Whereas with the plan from Telstra, it's $38 a month. Is that correct? Times 24 is $912. It's church change is the difference between paying it outright. It doesn't seem like you are paying any sort of premium to pay it by month. I think the kickbacks that Telstra are getting is what's paying for their time in actually offering this. I think it's actually a really good deal. I don't know if it's the same in the rest of the world if they're offering it, but here it seems like a good deal to me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are prepared to shop around, you could definitely get a cheaper deal than what I just literally plucked off the internet in 5 seconds. Like, if you want to sit there and do the time, you could pick up a couple of months of Game Pass for like $1 a month, and all those other things. That probably won't help you in this situation because you're locked into a contract paying a set amount for that period.
Yeah, well, you're paying for the convenience.
That's what I'm saying. So on 1 month, instead of paying you could literally save yourself $15 by getting it for $1. And you can do the same for Game Pass. And if you, like I said, if you want to do the shopping around, you could probably find an Xbox One X for cheaper than just going, where is it at JP?
But the thing is, I think the big thing here is that the people that will go for this don't have $930 to splash out. So they can afford $38 a week, but they're not getting ripped off either. They're not paying, $1,000 for a console you can buy for $500. I think that's the important thing here. It's actually a decent deal.
All right. Well, speaking of Game Pass Ultimate, let's have a look at the Games with Gold for November. So it is Sherlock Holmes, a game called Final Station, Star Wars Jedi Fighter, which is an original Xbox title, and then the Xbox 360 title is Joyride Turbo. Anything stand out there to you guys?
What was the second one you said? I've forgotten the name of it already. Final Station. That's a good
Final
game.
Station, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But look, I've already got them. It's not a very good month. Nothing standing out here anyway.
I don't currently have gold, so I'm nothing's missed for me. How about yourself, Greg?
I agree. I don't think it's a sensational month. Look, I'll have a look at them. You might, like I said, you might find something.
Oh, Joyride. Radicus is saying Joyride's Connect only.
Look, I know it is a Kinect game, but I don't know if it's Kinect only.
Kinect
only. No, he's correcting himself.
Awesome. Well, of course, on the other side of the pond, you've got the PSPlus games, which is, how do you guys say? Is it Neo or Nio?
Neo.
Neo and Outlast 2. So you can get the living shit belted out of you, and then you can get the shit scared out of you.
They're definitely better games than the Xbox.
now I've played a little bit. Outlast, I've played a little bit of. Outlast 2, I'm not really jumping at the bit to play that one. I love horror movies, but horror games, they just get me too much of a little wuss. All right. Lucas, Diablo 4. I heard a whole lot of people squeal with joy the other morning.
Yeah, look, Diablo 4 is coming, and one of the main things that I've been looking at news is to find out when, and I've found an answer as to how far away is the release. Now, it's a big, long-winded politician answer, so I'm going to convert it into Australian, something that Aussies will understand.
I'm speaking in Australian.
The answer is, when's the game coming out? And the simple answer is, I don't know. Which is pretty much what this long-winded explanation means. So, don't know when. And look, I don't really care. I've played Diablo 3 and I absolutely loved it. I've played it a lot. And look, it can come out when it comes out. It's not something I'm like gagging for. I'll definitely get it. I'll get it day one, mind you. And I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but I don't know. It's just not one of those games where it's just that it's, something I'll hang out for. But yeah, it's coming, but I don't know whenever, man.
We do have a like a trailer for it, don't we? Like a bit of a teaser trailer that was released at BlizzCon on the weekend.
Yeah, it's one of those typical CG ones. It's got nothing to do with gameplay or anything like that. It's literally just a bit of a teaser. So it shows off what I think is a new antagonist, which kind of looks a little bit like Maleficent, if you know who that is. Yeah. But yeah, it looks cool, but it's probably a long time away. So don't get too excited. Knowing Blizzard, it's probably over a year away, probably even 2.
Yeah, I'd say it'd have that sort of time frame on it.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, the next bit of news I've got, there is a bit of a rumour out there for the PSVR. Now, a well-loved PlayStation title looks to be getting the VR treatment, and that title is Horizon Zero Dawn. Have you heard anything about this?
Yeah, I heard that it was possibly happening, but I couldn't understand for the life of me why.
Yeah, it's very ambiguous at what's been said and how people have dug out to believe that it is Horizon Zero Dawn. So there's been a tweet that was sent out late October, was recently made aware of a very exciting new PlayStation VR game coming out of London studio. Not sure whether it'll be for PS4, PS5 or both, but it's really exciting. An announcement could be on the horizon. And Horizon's done with a capital H, like it was a name, obviously, and then dot. Yeah, so it's people have read into it as they will, but I'm sure we'll hear some more of it come early December in the PlayStation.
They're probably just on their version of Forza Horizon, so don't worry about
it. Forza Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Forza Horizon Zero Dawn, now in VR.
That'd be an awesome game. I don't know about you, I'd play it.
Yeah.
And you hear about it every week.
Yeah. About how fucking awesome it is.
I was halfway through going to say it, and I let it go. I was waiting for Radicus to jump in for it, but no.
Luke is all over it. He was always going to be.
He's got it. All right, and here it comes. He's typing away. All right. Well, to finish off the news from myself, the reviews are out for Death Stranding. Now, I wanted to have a quick chat with this because I believe as this goes live, I think Death Stranding's coming out. Well, it comes out Friday, so it would have been out for 2 days. Now, the first lot of reviews have come out, and very polarizing in regards to it. There's been apparently it's so far received the most perfect scores of this year. But then you've also got people at the other tree, which are the other end that are giving it, scores in the 20s and 30s. Do you think people aren't getting it? They're being too harsh on it because it's a Sony exclusive for the moment. Then we find out that it's coming to PC early next year, which a lot of people have apparently cancelled pre-orders for because it's not exclusive anymore or some shit.
Look, I think that it's getting a hard time because it's just very different. It's from what I can see from the reviews I've seen is I can't say it's a bad game, but it just doesn't look like your typical video game, you know? So it's going to be a very different experience, and I reckon it'll probably be good, but it's not what people would be expecting. So it's going to cop some flack for that. It's going to cop some shit because it's a PlayStation exclusive, and there's a lot of people out there that will hate on it specifically because it's a PlayStation exclusive, but also because a lot of people have been hyping it up, and it's going to be very different to what people are expecting. I'm not going to bother with it because it doesn't look like something that I would be super into, but I'll eventually play it. I will eventually give it a go because it does look very intriguing, but it's really just the gameplay mechanics that look interesting. The actual game itself looks boring.
Yeah, it looks very different. Apparently there's a very political subplot, which, you know,
Shock me.
Sorry, mate?
Shock me.
Apparently it's more political, and there was some things today that I was reading that it revolves around Trump and Brexit, which I don't know why Hideo would be concerned with a lot of that, but it could just be someone dribbling shit as well. I think it's going to be an experience more than anything, but yes, it's going to be very different.
Like the reviews I've seen of people explaining the core gameplay is, you've got a whole bunch of parcels on your back, and I think you can do the whole risk reward thing and take more or less, and you need to walk vast distances until you unlock vehicles. And if you like, terrain is an enemy, because if you lose your footing and fall over, you'll lose your cargo, and your cargo can get damaged. And then obviously there's the enemies, the DBs or BDs, or I don't know, whatever they're called, those ghostly looking things that you have to move really slowly and avoid, are obviously an obstacle. Then there's also some sort of marauders out there that'll just try and steal your packages. The BGs, Skrill, that's the one. And that essentially seems like the core gameplay. Now, there's obviously little bits and pieces that are different to that, and some story in there, but you just look like an Amazon delivery driver, but on foot.
Yeah. You get a motorbike later on.
Yeah, you can get motorbikes, you can get in trucks and all that sort of stuff.
What about yourself, Greg? Have you looked into it much? I know it's not something probably that's on your radar.
Look, it's on my radar because everyone knows it's coming. Like, you had to have had your head in the sand for the last 2 years to not know about this game. But look, it's he tested my patience with Metal Gear, to be honest. I think he had the ability to make amazing games and then fuck them up by taking LSD. But this just seems like he just went, screw that. I'm just going to really go off the deep end and be my ultimate self. And you know what? Good on him. But at the same time, I'm not sure I can buy into that. It just looks off the wall, and I'm not sure that I'm ready for it. But I think this will go one of two ways. It's going to fade him to obscurity, or this is going to be looked back in generations going, this game was
a masterpiece. Yeah. There's going to be two very different ways that it can go. And it'll either just sort of go off into the distance where no one wants to know about it, or it will be spoken about for generation, like for years to come. Generations, I mean console generations. Yes. And for anyone listening along, if you want to hear my idea of what Death Stranding is all about, jump on over to our YouTube channel and have a look for the cracking of the Kojima code. Kind of a little bit clickbaity title, but it is me actually talking about what I think Death Stranding is going to be. I haven't played the game. I haven't seen very much of it. I've seen the same as everybody else. I reckon I've cracked some of the subplot. All right, well, that's it from me. Is there anything else that I've missed?
Nah, got everything from me.
Anything else from you,
No,
Greg?
I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it, boys. Let's finish out the show, shall we? Nice. Jump on to some last words. Has anyone got a shout out?
No.
Shout out to Periscope.
It wasn't Periscope. I didn't use Periscope.
I didn't use Periscope.
No, it was just Twitter.
Just Twitter video.
I don't know how the three of us were using Twitter.
You weren't.
Periscope even came into the discussion.
Were you using Periscope?
No. On mine, when I clicked on my phone, when I clicked it to go into it, it come up as Periscope.
Okay. Oh, go Android. Woo woo.
The Kojima of phones.
The Razer phone's getting long in the tooth. Might have to update it. Yeah. Oh, well.
Let's give a shout out to Uncle Chant for being an uncle of chantiness.
The joys on... Oh, Radicus was on Chatterbait.
No, he says
Nice.
You were on Chatterbait.
Yeah, but I was
Yeah,
talking
but we
to
all
him.
know that means that he was.
Yeah. That's where he had the thought.
Yeah.
That's where he has all these thoughts.
Oh, God. All right. Well, while we're all here...
Password, Chant.
Sorry, what?
I want Chant's password. Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Yep,
And
we've hit that part of the
it's
show.
that time of
where-
the night again where the chat just goes crazy. And
The chat goes
we
crazy
try
with a
and
lot of-
close things up while laughing our guts off. Aussie Gamers TV on Twitch and the Age XP on Mixer, and also don't forget Snooger Vision over on Twitch, Grejio XBL on Instagram for all his sexy Forza creations, and I'm sure there'll be some puppy photos going up over the next few weeks as well.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you just want to chuck in there before we close it up, boys?
No.
What are you laughing at? What's
This
Jesus?
live chat. I love that gif.
That's a great one, isn't it? Yep. Thank you very much, everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. A super special thanks to Stewie all the way from the good old Scotland. We've also got Kaza, Radicus, Skrill, Uncle Chunt listening along live. Is anyone else I missed in there? Dropped in or out? No?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I
What
think you
the
got them all.
fuck? Oh, jeez. Okay. Greg,
And them
Luke,
punching out a snake.
thanks for joining me. I hope you boys had fun.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, it was good, as always.
To all of our listeners, feel free to continue any of the topics we've discussed on this show over in our Discord channel. To get in touch with us directly, you can shoot us an email at info@theagexp.com. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit up our website, www.theagexp.com. Links for everything, as always, are in the podcast show notes and description, wherever they can be found. That is all from me. As always, I am Snoogs.
I'm Lucas.
And I have been Grejio.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Guru.
Righto, that's the end of the show. Does anybody listen to the show this far along? I don't know, but if you do, join our exclusive Discord club known as the Agents of Age. Just join our Discord channel using the link in the show description and comment the phrase, "I came here to party," and you will gain Agent of Age status. Subscribe to this podcast using the links to the things in the show description notes, and if you are listening, know this, we love you. See you next time on the official podcast of the Aussie Gamers Experience.